All right, hello, and welcome everyone. This is game number 2 in a series, this time taking place on Last Refuge, and I just realized I didn't update the box. All right, this is Last Refuge. All right. Over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have Lucifer spawning as the blue undead. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Sock spawning as the teal human. This is going to be another human versus undead matchup. Sock actually playing a little bit of a different game on that game with that game on Echo Isle, and unfortunately for him, it didn't pan out. Let's see what is going to be ending up here. Coil can damage, but it heals twice the amount. Also, it's a single target and no... Yep. Frost Nova, very, very good. Combined with Frost Nova, not only has insane burst, but it does the job. You're slowed. Yep. Well, people are arguing that the undead heroes are very, very strong. Not going to argue against that. Undead heroes are incredibly powerful, and they can do a lot of damage. Hero nuking was very, very popular, even with the Crypt Lord back in the day. You'd go Death Knight, followed by the Lich, followed by the Crypt Lord. What you would do is you would go ahead and you'd Death Coil, you'd Frost Nova someone, then you'd Death Coil, and then or you'd impale them, get them to slow down, get them close. Then you would Frost Nova them so that you're all within attacking range, and then Death Coil to finish them off, and then you just rinse and repeat that. Undead also has insane defense. They don't have to build defense towers. They just build towers that slow you. Yeah, and fighting on Blight is very, very useful for Undead as well. The downsides for Undead, since everyone seems to be talking about their upside so much, Undead is very, very difficult to try and expand with. Anyone who's tried to build an expansion knows that it is very hard, and on top of that, they are perhaps the most exposed in terms of workers. You know, when you're attacking a human base, all of a sudden the workers become militia, have higher armor, and can fight back. Wisp in a gold mine, well, you can't attack them. Orc burrows, yeah, you get my point. Meanwhile, oh, slow, quick death right there. Are we going to see a rock golem getting taken down? Who's going to get the experience? Mountain King picks up a Sobi mask. Very nice item right there. Death Coil is going to go ahead and save, but we may end up getting this around anyways. There goes. Mountain King gets up to level 2 and could try and finish off some more units. There goes another Stormbolt. We should see another Death Coil, but it may not matter since there is just that many units surrounding everything right there. Mountain King is going to try to go for a third, another quick, easy kill right there. Forest Troll Shadow Priest could get taken out. Oh, there goes a skeletal minion. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to run and hide. It gets taken out at the hands of the creeps as the Mountain King hoping perhaps to try and get another Stormbolt off. Mountain King does have a Sobi mask. He is regenerating mana slightly faster, and if he landed a Stormbolt there, he perhaps could have gotten a 2 or 3 units around with the help of trees. This time around, though, not going to be able to do it, as Sock should be backing off at this stage. No real reason to be right there. Gold mining requires a lot of wood to build. I think that's the... yeah, that is also a problem. Also, it also is difficult for undead players to train up more acolytes. Because ghouls harvest lumber, pretty much you have to train up acolytes, and the acolytes are useless until you have that gold mine up. For human players and all the other players, you can train additional wisps or workers, have them harvest, and then once the gold mine is up, dump them in. You're never really losing that much. Death Knight, Wand of Illusion now being brought out here. Mountain King going to go ahead and finish off the remainder of that creep camp. Death Knight still wandering around here. Perhaps it's going to try and pick up something, as that is a Wand of Illusion. Sock realizing that very quickly. And what's going to go down here? Death Knight sitting at, or Mountain King sitting at level 2, not finishing off, or not using a Stormbolt at all, at least not for a puny skeletal minion. All right. Well, the reason why Paladin, the problem with Paladin is that in most games it is only a 200 hit point heal, and if you try to argue Unholy Aura versus Divine devotion aura, which one's better. Movement speed, that's always being applied, as opposed to armor, which only matters when you are taking damage. That is well, all up to debate. Death Coil gonna go ahead and save that unit there, but it is gonna be a surround. Forest Troll, Berserker in the back here. Mountain King not going to be able to save this low hit point Footman. Footman could actually try to sacrifice itself in the back here. Is going to wake up the creeps. Yes, hiding in the back, ends up getting taken down. Units are now trying to run back every which way. Mountain King sitting at level 2. Just needs one more kill to get to level 3. But Sock, well, what is his long-term strategy?
Forces are under attack.
What is his long-term strategy at this point? It doesn't seem like he's doing very much with this Mountain King. He is upgrading to tier 2. He is also going into Rifleman, but his teching to tier 2 is only slightly faster than Lucifer's. By this time, I'm assuming that the Mountain King really wants to get to level 3 and is going to be able to get there. There it goes. Gets to level 3. Level 2 Stormbolt could really change things up as the Death Knight gets in a Death Coil to steal a little bit of experience. All right, there is that final shot off here. We could see a Stormbolt onto a Ghoul. Ghoul is most likely going to get a Death Coil heal. Why? Oh, on cooldown because of that hit point steal of experience steal, as the units are now all backing up. Mountain King. The Sobi mask may be the defining point in this game. Gloves of Haste picked up by the Mountain King indeed, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest using that using that Abolish Magic to try and finish things off and get in a little bit more experience on the Mountain King. Mountain King still low on mana, unable to fire off a Stormbolt, as there was a low hit point Ghoul that was retreating moments ago. All right, Forest Troll Trapper, another Death Coil steal, beautifully timed by Lucifer, as the units are now going back every which way. All right, Forest Troll Shadow Priest, Forest Troll Berserker now looking to pull back here. There is a scout farm to hire up any additional mercenaries, as we are going into the Archmage as the second hero. Mountain King primary hero sitting at level 3. It does mean that Ghouls are going to be a little bit worse for wear, and the Death Knight not yet sitting at level 3 either. That could end up being a little bit of a problem. You need to get to level 3, which should be very close after this creep camp, if not there, as you want those 200 hit point heals. Mountain King going after the Null Overseers once more. Let's take a look. Death Knight, Illusion, gonna spot the Arcane Sanctum being constructed, and we're looking at, well, the units just making their way around here in over time. All right, Death Knight getting a little bit of damage. Archmage should be able to make its way out. Not a Blood Mage mana battery strategy at all, as Lucifer is up by 15 supply, but still perhaps a little bit scared. All right, Forest Troll Trapper gets in an ensnare here. Let's go after all these units, taking down some of those units here, as the Rifleman, well, getting ensnared down, but Mountain King may get to level 4. Mountain King sits at level 4 with a full 15-second Potion of Invulnerability. That is going to be a big deal. Forest Troll Shadow Priest also here. Archmage with Water Elemental is going to be important, as the Mountain King going to pick up some Scrolls of Healing in order to make this army more battle ready, since it is a little bit in the orange and red. Archmage sitting at level 1. Going to go ahead and clear out perhaps this Ogre Magi creep camp. Get to level 2 as we're taking a look at what's going on here. All right, Blizzard. All right, Blizzard, the ability of choice this time around, as it is hitting a lot of those units here. The Mountain Clap, is it going to try and Thunderclap its way through? Priest are trying to heal back up as well, as the Forest Troll Trapper get down a couple of ensnares. Archmage should or will get to level 2 here. Brilliance Aura now available, as we should be looking at more heals. 2 Priests and 1 Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Back down to the south. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Lich sitting at level 2. Orb of Corruption. That -5 armor going to be a big impact as well. Are we going to be looking at the Dark Ranger with Silence to try and slow down that Archmage? And that's one of the big problems with the Archmage in the Undead matchup. Lich and Dark Ranger both easily shut down the Archmage, and it's not like it's already being sacrificed very much. Let's take a look. Peasants now going to finish that off. A Footman needlessly died there. A little bit of, well, miss micro or not paying attention coming in from Sock. Mountain King sitting at 2 could, or Archmage could get to level 3 after here. Stormbolt there. Blizzard now raining down. Rifleman trying to finish things off here. Let's take a look at this. Low hit point Footman needs to back off. There it's good. Oh, Shockwave ends up finishing off instead. As we are looking at what a fire. Oh yeah, Cloak of Flames. Yep, I know some basic Chinese. Cloak of Flames being dropped down. The Mountain King standing next to him is hazardous to your health, as that Mountain King deals 10 damage a second every second you are sitting next to it. All right, Rifleman back across here. Archmage will get to level 3. Is it going to try and perhaps rain down some Blizzard? Mountain King going to stay at level 4. Archmage getting up to level 3 with Blizzard. That will definitely help. Or is he going for perhaps level 2 Brilliantura? That would actually fake me out a little bit. Yeah, level 2 Blizzard. As the Archmage and the Mountain King now going around in circles. All right. Destroyers, Archmage, Mountain King, Stormbolt onto there. Are we going to get a Blizzard? No, we are not. When do you ever want your Archmage to be absolutely stationary? Scroll of Town Portal, Forest Troll Berserker trying to get away. Not going to be able to save the Forest Troll Berserker as the Archmage teleports back home. All right. This tower is going to get destroyed even before the base is operational, as Sock, well, tries to set up an expansion and fails miserably. Acolyte being shooed back home as well. Can I speak Chinese? I can attempt to speak Chinese, as peasants now making their way back down. I actually speak, I'm more fluent in Cantonese than Mandarin, so that's why I say Samdan instead of Sandan. And, well, and then I said Tho because no one knew what I was talking about. Mountain King sitting now at level 5. Archmage sitting at level 3. Are we going to go ahead? Ankh of Reincarnation. Mountain King going to go ahead. Stormbolt onto a unit there. We could see some Thunderclaps. Big Frost Nova right in the center as the Mountain King going to try and engage. The Priest are in the backfield healing each other up. Riflemen are all in position here. Blizzard onto some of those units in the back. But quickly, that Archmage getting silenced. Archmage not doing all too well. And I believe Sock is just in a horrible spot here. Not going to be able to handle Lucifer's army. And Lucifer just needs to keep the pressure on without making mistakes. Mountain King Stormbolted. Oh, there is a Scroll of Town Portal. Execution. Death Knight will be able to get away. And that retreat is a tactical retreat, not a retreat out of fear. He just wanted to minimize his losses. Hey, Lane, how are you doing? Blizzard raining down on this group here. Are we going to see, what is that, +2? Ring of Protection +2, a little bit more armor onto the Archmage. But things are just not going well for Sock. Lucifer was, I believe, favored at the start of this game, and more favored even now, as the units are now making their rounds a bit more. All right, Destroyers in the air. Meanwhile, Lone Footman trying to take down this Acolyte, going to get a quick death as the gold mine is up here. 4 Destroyers. Is it like over-investment? I would not say 4 Destroyers is over-investment. If you consider the fact that they can devour magic, so it shuts down water elementals. They can also absorb mana and then go ahead and try and take down towers, which are one of humans' biggest selling points. How fast it is and easy for them to construct towers. Those Destroyers all of a sudden flip it and then do a lot of damage back the other way. If all of a sudden you find your opponent massively towering up an expansion location, you want to make sure you have an answer to that. And if they go in that direction, if all of a sudden you can't put any pressure there and you invest in something else, well, you end up fighting a little bit more of an uphill battle. And Destroyers are useful, useful completely. What about flying machines? In a battle between flying machines and Destroyers, if the Destroyers have mana, then the Destroyers win. If not, then the flying machines win. It comes down to the amount of splash damage that is done. And also, if you believe your opponent is going to be going for flying machines, then the undead player just quickly go, instead of going for a Dark Ranger, can go for a Panda instead. All right, Crypt Fiend's also ensnare, but generally that number is not altogether that useful. Stormbolt onto the Archmage, or onto the Lich. Lich quickly gets to level 4 and gets a Death Coil to try and heal back up. Archmage is still trying to rain down, not doing that much damage. Mountain King currently is, well, in a bad spot. It gets in another Thunderclap. Is going to be able to finish off an Abomination. That will be a good experience boost, but still no level really gained. All right, continuing the fight. Militia joining in on the fight, but they're just going to get eaten alive by all of those destroyers. Mountain King still has plenty of mana here, ready to go. Can try and fight off more units. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto the Death Knight? We could see a Thunderclap to finish off many of those. Yeah, Skeletal Minions pretty much instantly taken down, as the Mountain King is going to try to be a one-man army and win this fight all by himself. Priest, Rifleman, Archmage trying to fight back the other way, but Sock does give the GG. Lucifer taking this 2-0. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.